Oh my gosh, Miles, I'm scared.
So if we've got you and one, well, Lily Lou is Leeloo.
Yeah.
Is Leeloo.
Leeloo or Lisa Christian or Holly Wellen, whatever you want to go by.
Well, we've started this with Lily. Oh God, it's Leeloo.
Yes, Leeloo
There's
Dallas.
only one
But
Lee.
it's the name of a movie. I go by Leeloo Dallas on Facebook. She's a protector of life, but I like to expose what's going on in the dark. I'm part of the dark. I want to expose it. I'm the Illuminati and want to expose the Illuminati.
Now I think we've got a radio playing in the background or something. Is that right?
It is. I'll shut my window. What it is some arsehole decided to put a beer garden at the back of my apartment block. So all the noise from the beer garden comes through the window. So I can turn off or shut the window. Is
But it's
that
not. It's
better?
not. It's not too loud. But is it likely
But
to?
if it's a distraction, I can just close it. No problem. It'll just take me a minute.
That'll be fine. We'll do that.
Okay, I'll be a second.
So just to recap, Lilu has been through the monarch thing, everything. She wants to expose it, and she's just been crying very heavily before we actually started this because of the issues with her clones and what they do to them. And this is May the 7th, May the 12th,
Yeah.
May the 12th. And I should have been in London today, but the bloody train was
You're stuck
interrupted.
with me, Miles. I'm your worst nightmare. I'm just kidding.
Well, it's good to see you smiling, but a few moments ago you were crying your eyes out.
Yeah, I was. I was just thinking of my clones. They're just terrible to clones.
So
They have
what?
no they have no human rights. They have no animal. They just treated so terribly. And I'm saying they use my soul, the life force energy of the soul, to create different clones. Now I've got a Zeta clone that likes to play basketball. I've got a reptilian clone. I've got animal clones. I've got human clones. A lot of the human clones have been tortured and killed off.
Why? What's going on here? Explain in detail.
Well, let me explain. I'm not a Bible basher. I'm not. But when I was
A
going
friend of
through,
mine, a friend of mine calls them God botherers.
yeah,
Beware the God botherer.
the mark of the beast. Many people think the mark of the beast is a microchip that will trace and track you and that you can't sell or buy without it. No, the real mark of the beast, and I'll tell you what they call it, putting God aside. So what they do is they torture you, torture you, torture you. Give me a soul, give me a soul. And these beings, um, even though they look human, they've got black eyes. Have you ever heard of the black eye people?
Yes, and the black-eyed children, and also people who've been
Exactly.
injected have
The black
been
eyed.
having babies which are black-eyed.
Yeah, so they have the black-eyed children, but they have the black-eyed adults as well. So when they take you to bases, they torture you, torture you, torture you. Give me your soul, give me your soul, and you're so tired of the fucking torture, you give them your soul. Now they've got these boxes like a Faraday cage. You can't destroy the soul, but you can encase it. And they've got like these Faraday boxes. So they use these boxes to capture the soul. I remember.
Well, just to, as you talk about that, last July they tried doing that with me. I was being tried pulled in the middle of the night, and it was really, really horrendous.
um,
Black
if
box.
if you ever go through torture spiritually, I'll help you out. I promise. I
Okay.
will never let them take you like that. Never. I promise.
Okay.
Honestly, Spirit, if he ever goes through that, tell me and I'll guide him through it. No matter what. If they torture your fucking body over and over, remember, please remember, pain is in the body. It's only temporary. Your soul is eternal. If you give your fucking soul to them, you will be cloned and tortured lifetime after lifetime. Would you rather be tortured once, or would you rather be tortured many times over? I've been crying in tears because I have been tortured many times over. So if they come for you, your human body, and they torture your human body, I want you to close your eyes. I want you to really close your eyes, go inside, look in your heart, and you will see a beautiful light, a beautiful jewel. That is what they want. And you say, no, I don't care if they pull your hair out, drown you, what the fuck they do to you. Sorry for swearing, you do not give your eternal self to them. If you give your eternal self to the black-eyed people, the life force energy of that soul will be used to create clone after clone after clone after clone. Your awareness in these clones go through so much torture, so much pain. Don't do it. Save your soul. Don't give it to them. I know the black-eyed ones, they're really mean. They look really creepy. They look really intimidating. Do not give your eternal soul. Your eternal soul is God itself. Do not give your soul to these people. Do not. Don't give your soul to the darkness. I'm in the dark. Please learn from me. I have been in tears, crying over all of the clones, animal clones, ET clones, human clones, all getting tortured, all getting brutally killed. And you know what? In 2010, I did a black magic spell and I released the soul. So I don't have a soul. My soul is in heaven. I currently don't have a soul. But me releasing my soul means they can't use my soul to keep on creating clones. They use the life force to create a clone is one thing. It's like scientific, physical, but they need life force. When a human woman and a human man make love, it's not just a physical act, it's a spiritual act. And when that spiritual act comes, that divine spark comes together from the man and the woman, and it joins, life forms. So the soul gives life to life. So they've got these energetic boxes, but they create clones and they use the life force energy to create or bring about these clones. And then these clones are tortured. And they've still got your soul. They've still got your soul in your energetic box.
So who is the they?
You kill one clone, and when that part of the soul is leaving, got it again. They have a full container of these energetic boxes, a bunch of souls that are completely trapped in darkness.
Is that what the phrase being boxed refers to?
I don't know. All I know is they called it putting God aside. So putting God aside, and they told me it was the mark of the beast. Now, this is the 1%ers. A lot of the 1%ers, if you want to be a billionaire in this world, you have got to sell your soul, and you are cloned. A lot of the 1%ers are cloned. They're not even natural. Look at our system that we live in. It is unnatural to the natural world. It is run buy clones, energetic clones. Now, me as a clone myself, I want from my human life, I remember the manti beings and they were tuning my energy body like a guitar and any problems that happen. And I said, oh, please let me have the mantis. I would love them to do it. Do you know why the mantis won't help me? Because I've got too much draconian in me, too much draconian. And I've got a lot of Zeta in me. So I don't know what they cooked up in the lab, but the mantis won't work on me because I've got too much draconian.
You're talking about
I think
Alpha
that's it.
Draconis.
Yeah. Now, if you listen to Alex Collier, he said human race are basically genetic royalty because they are made of 22 different races. 22 different races. That's a natural human being. Now, you imagine what they cook up in a lab, they can add any genetics they want. And they have the ability, when I was being cloned, before I was being cloned, they asked me what diseases I had, what color, natural hair color I had, if I wanted any special features. They were editing out particular genes. It was like creating a designer baby. I can't get cancer and I can't get AIDS. They edited that out. I can't get some of the harshest diseases. My hair was grey, like a grey and mousy colour. I didn't like that colour, so I told them my hair was reddy brown, and they give me reddy brown hair. I wanted double D boobs. They give me double D boobs. It's shallow, I know, at that time, but whatever I wanted in features or genetic editing or anything like that, they granted it me. And they've done it with a lot of celebrities as well.
This
I
is
know.
what you call the A-listers.
Yeah.
Well, there were two people who are meant to be cloned, and they don't last too long. You've got Trump, and you've got Putin.
Oh, Putin. Yeah, definitely Putin. Yeah.
He's on his 8th version or something. Or are they simply
Yeah.
are they what you call replicants? Is there a difference there?
And I think genetically they get weaker and weaker and weaker as they go on. Now they can use the soul force energy to keep creating these clones. And some of the clones, like they'll just malfunction and they'll go, oh, okay, we need to add a new clone. So I think it degrades. Like I'm one of the first clones, but then it kind of degrades and degrades. But I did a black magic spell and released my soul. So my soul wouldn't have to go through the pain of the dark. If I have to sit in the dark forever, so be it, just as long as my soul doesn't have to go through it. If my soul was here today, upon my death, they would be able to
Oh,
energetically
I have a
claim
feeling.
that.
I have a feeling that Zoom is finishing this conversation. This meeting will end in 10 minutes. Upgrade to remove the 40-minute time limit. Well, let's do what we can.
Okay. Can we like restart another Zoom?
Yes,
Is it only
yeah, we
like
can.
an
But
hour?
I haven't had that experience. I think maybe they've been. I haven't been recording Zoom, but it looks as if. Well, this is going to end at 18:30. What time's it now? Well, anyway. Oh, we're not even getting. I think they're looking for money. I think actually just to go 1-to-1. Okay.
What?
Yeah. Well,
That's you have
it'll end
to.
in 8 minutes.
Can
So let's just keep talking.
can we do Skype or something? Like, what's wrong with this Zoom thing?
Well, it's the first time I've seen it finish in 40 minutes. I think something's happened. Anyway, we got 5 minutes, so let's keep going.
So, what do you want to discuss? So anyway, they keep your soul in these energetic boxes. So I release the soul. So I don't have a soul. Clones. Um, this it's weird. It's weird how it is spiritually. Spiritually, it seems like the souls are kind of watching and kind of trying to guide light into them. It's really, really strange. But these souls are kept. I release mine, so they can't keep cloning me. They can't keep using my life force energy to clone me. I released it. Um,
To where?
what they call heaven, but I call it the multiverse, the absolute truth, Brahman.
Source?
Source, yeah, yeah, source. There's many names. God, but I don't like God. God is dead, as they say. It's just it's been muddied by so many wars.
Well, maybe I think rather than hang on imminent shutdown of this Zoom, I'm very pissed off about that. It's but
Can we
anyway.
just do another chat?
Yeah, we'll do another chat. We'll just wait for it to end, but it disrupts the conversation. I mean, I thought we were doing anyway. Things have changed. This is something's happened. God, this is distracting. So
Yeah.
the let's do another Zoom, and then we'll just can
Okay.
this. It's looks as if the days of trying to do a conversation with Zoom that it's you have to feed money into these things now. I think so. We'll
So how much money shall I put on my
I
credit
don't.
card?
No, listen. I don't know. We'll sort it out. Okay. I'll call you back. We'll redo another one in 2 minutes. I'll have to schedule another one. Okay. Bye.
All right. Bye bye. Hey,
Oh, could you say that again? Hello.
hello.
Right. Oh, well, wasn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
One-to-ones on Zoom now cost money. So let's get back to the clones. Lots of different clones, and I'd mentioned about Putin. I bet he's meant to be on his eighth. But what's the difference between what are the? You mentioned different types of clones there. Could you explain what each ones are?
Well, they kind of degrade. Some of them just malfunction in public, and they need to just put in a new clone. I think the
Now,
genetics.
when you say they malfunction in public, can you show any examples?
I don't have any evidence or examples, but there are clones that do malfunction. And I think there's something with the genetics, they degrade and degrade and degrade and degrade. They're not natural, so they just keep degrading.
Okay,
Um,
so what type of clones do we have?
oh, they call carbon copies. So you can have human clones, animal clones, ET clones. I've got currently a Zeta clone, a
Now,
Zeta Gray clone.
what do you mean by a Zeta clone? What I mean, does it look like you or what?
Do you know the Zeta Greys? The Zeta
Yes.
Grey race? Yeah. So I've got a Zeta Grey clone and I've got a reptilian clone. I've got many of the human clones I've been tortured and killed off already, but I've got a lot of animal clones as well.
So when you
Spiders.
say like spiders and things, I mean, explain what that actually looks like.
It looks like a spider. It's a spider, but it's a carbon copy. It's a genetic duplicate.
So your consciousness is operating through the spider.
I can see through the spider's eyes. I can see through, I can see all the clones, the human clones, and I can see the Zeta. It's like we are one, but we're separate at the same time. It's like we have our own personalities, our own spirits,
Right.
but we recognize each other as one. It's very strange.
So, for instance, a spider or another grey could be somewhere else, different world, different dimension, and you would see what they see.
Yeah, I see them. My Zeta Grey likes to play basketball, of all things. Yeah, it likes to play
So you're
basketball.
talking about when you're talking about a Zeta Grey, you're talking about 5 foot or the big tall ones.
No, the little ones, the tiny ones. But he can project his consciousness out of body. Is very Zeta. It can project his
Now, how does
consciousness.
a Zeta 5 foot nothing play basketball? For Christ's sake, let's get down to real things here.
He loves playing basketball. I can't explain it. He never told me why he likes playing basketball. He just likes playing basketball. I don't like sports, to be honest, but he loves playing basketball. It's just his thing. He likes it.
But obviously, only being about 5 foot tall, they don't have the net at the same height. I mean, we're getting into funny details here,
No,
but
no, the little. But I've had conversations and interactions with the Zeta Greys all my life, in my human life, before I was cloned. When I was younger, I used to go to something called the secret school, and they will teach us, it's like the Matrix, they would teach us how to levitate wooden blocks, they would teach us how to duplicate objects in time and space. So you would pick an object in a certain time and space, go to another time and space in the present. So you go to the past, go to the present, but then you'd have a duplicate. So I duplicated books. I had a book in the past, brought it into the present, and then I had two books, the same book, but duplicate.
and how does
And
that manifest? Do you manifest? How do you manifest that? How does that work?
it's like a higher vibration. They're running a different vibration than we are. When Nikola Tesla said, if you want to understand the universe, think of energy, vibration, and frequency. So if you change your frequency to a high level, that's what you see. Now, there was a time in 2010, is the last time I saw, last time I interacted with the Zeta Grey from my childhood, and I had a bit of sleep deprivation, and I was bending the walls with my mind, and I was seeing like my hands. I was seeing the energy between my hands, and I just saw swirls of energy everywhere, frequency, vibration, and I saw this like large being by my door, and then this tiny little being by the side. And I thought, oh my gosh, am I going crazy? And I said, okay, prove to me that I'm not going crazy. And I put my hand there. I said, just touch my hand. And he touched my hand and he said, lie back. So I lay back and poof, I was out of body. So your consciousness can raise in vibration. You can leave your body anytime. The Zeta Greys can project their consciousness out of body. And they taught me how to do this. I was on the ship under the sea and I was looking out the window, and then I projected my consciousness really far out into the sea. And my consciousness was looking back at my body, looking through the window. They can project consciousness down to your feet. So you're looking out to your feet. You are consciousness. Your body is just a vehicle, and you can step out that vehicle at any time.
But likewise, somebody can step in.
Yeah, somebody can step in. That's where you get channeling. A lot of channelers. Their consciousness goes out of body, another consciousness comes in, starts channeling, starts giving information,
But
wisdom.
it could be anything. It could be tricksters or whatever. I mean, a lot of the channeling's been dismissed as just a repeat of older stuff from like the 1930s.
A
Some
lot
guy
of the time,
or
a
whatever.
lot of a lot of the time, if you're channeling spirit, if you're channeling good spirit, they'll ask your permission. They will never violate your free will. Whereas the black eye people, they will butcher you, torture you, everything to get in your body. So there's a difference between the dark side that'll torture you, steal your soul, clone you, and all of that. And there's a difference between a pure channeling, which is, do I have permission to come into your body and share my wisdom? And you go, okay. And you move out and you bring in. I used to sing something called the whale song, and the whales used to come to me. And I used to just let them sing through me with the vibration, with the sound frequency. So I used to channel. If you look up, what's it called? Oh, what's it called? I've got his album actually.
Uh,
Um, he sings channeling. He
okay.
channels. Oh, what's it called? He did a documentary called "The Boy That Sang the World." If you look on YouTube, "The Boy That Sang the World," beautiful, beautiful documentary, and he channels through sound. So not all channeling is words, is wisdom, is some channeling is sound, it's frequency. The whales, and he channels like the Hathors, higher
Now,
frequency
what do
beings.
you call the Hathors? Are these the Valon version from the so-called solar system, twin binary system called Velos?
I'm not sure what solar system they come from.
But I
All I
mean, or
know,
are you? I mean, when you
oh,
say
his name,
Hathor, are you talking about the ones which are in Egypt with the wide heads and stuff?
I'm not sure. His name is Tom Keaton.
Right. I
Ton
think I've yes.
Kyoyton. Yeah, Tom Keaton, and he did a documentary called the Boy That Sang the World. So he channels through sound and frequency, vibration, energy. Um, when you are higher frequency, these beings come in, kind of channel. So they come in and channel, they always ask you permission. It's never violation, never without your permission. It's always consensual. And you just come aside and let them go through you. And through the sound, you're able to heal. Now, it says, in the beginning was the word. So the word is sound. Sound creates vibration. If you look at what's it called? Cymmetrics, is it? Where they put sand on speakers and they tune the frequency higher and higher. You can actually see sound create geometry patterns.
Yes.
Geometry patterns create reality as it is. So sound is what creates reality.
Which is why the
Oh,
spoken word is so important because we can create with our spoken word.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was out of body when I was in my teenage years, and I went to it's like just a spacious blackness, and there was these elves, and they were like sing, 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 and I was like, uh, and then this geometry came out, more, they said, and I was, and just geometries. Now, back in what year was it? Around 2010 to 2009, I did something called ayahuasca. It's
Right.
a herbal medicine. It's called La Madre. It's a mother medicine. You need a trained shaman to help you through it. It's not like a drug where you party and yay. It's a proper herbal medicine. You need a shaman to help you through it. And after that experience, like when I was in the park and I'd hear the bird song and the birds were like tweeting and I could see the geometries that the birds were creating. It is so beautiful.
Now that's
So
very interesting. The geometry that the bird song was
yeah.
creating.
Yeah, the birds and they were tweeting. I had my eyes closed. I'm in meditation. The birds were tweeting and I just saw these beautiful geometric patterns. Beautiful.
I haven't heard that before. That's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, and it's just like all form is created through sound. A lot of the methyllinic sites, there's I've
Megalithic sites.
heard, yeah, I read somewhere that they could basically move these huge rocks through the vibration and frequency of sound, bashing the drums. They could actually move rocks with sound. So if everything is created by sound itself, couldn't you move a so-called physical sound object with sound? It fascinates me how sound can create reality. Sound can create form. Look at fruit. You cut fruit in half. Look at the geometry of the fruit.
Such as, would you want to example like the apple or or pears or peaches or
I'm thinking of like a star fruit.
yeah.
Look at the geometries. Look at the Fibonacci sequence. Look at the geometries in things. Look at the symmetrica. Is it symmetrica where they played frequency and like this, and the sound just creates these patterns. Look at this guy, Komoto or something in Japan,
Yes,
and he did an
yes.
experiment with water, and he said like one is love, one is hate. So he'd go, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, love. I fucking hate you, like this, and the patterns, the geometry of that sound, of that feeling, of the energy and that frequency and vibration was very much different. The one that had hate was all, ugh, but the one of love was just beautiful and just
Well, that's fascinating.
sound creates. And listen, we are 75% water. Our whole bodies are 75% water. So if I'm giving you love, 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 just think of what that does to your water, to your energy, to your frequency, to your vibration. We're
Now,
made up of water.
earlier, because we're on this short time limit, earlier you were talking about the pain and the trauma of your clones and things. Is there any way you can somehow heal or help those clones with that kind of stuff that you've just been talking about?
Well, I'm trying to make a deal with my handlers to give me the torture and let them go, but I don't think they will,
Now, why would you want to do that?
because I'd rather take the pain than have them go through the pain.
But they're only doing that for what's in their interests for them to do that for you, and what's in their interests not to do it for you.
I'm making a deal, and if these black-eyed people and a certain handler don't get on board, I'm going to go ape.
And what
I'm
do you
not
mean by
afraid of
that?
them anymore. I'm not afraid of them anymore. They have put me through so much torture, so much pain. I'm not afraid of them. I'm not afraid of them.
Somebody once said, "There's nothing to fear but fear itself."
Exactly. Exactly.
Who are the handlers, and what is this situation that you're describing?
My main handler is Jeffrey Epstein, and he's not dead, like the media says.
Well,
He's not dead. He's my main handler. He's been my handler my entire life.
now how does that work out? What was involved with you getting involved with that?
My soul, before it was incarnated, you sign soul contracts. And my soul signed a deal with the dark. And my spirit guide said to me, well, how far do you want to go into the dark? And my soul said, all the way. So my soul came into these spiritual contracts, signed up. We all signed up. Jeffrey
Okay.
Epstein signed up too. He's been put through mind control his entire life from being a little boy. Me and him have been through mind control since we were little kids. We didn't have a choice really. But our souls, on a soul perspective, we signed up to the dark. We agreed to it. It was very traumatic. The dark is like a painful lessons. very, very painful lessons. But on a soul level, we agreed to it. But on a human level, it doesn't negate our pain, our trauma, our fear, our anger, and our rage.
So why would you do that? Why would you sign something for that? What would force you to do that? Or why would you voluntarily take that? Or do you voluntarily? What's behind that? And I think we're probably going to get our 10-minute warning.
As a soul, you know what? As a soul, I don't understand. Um, my soul just wants to experience, whether it's light or dark, whether it's good or bad. My soul just wants to experience. But being in the dark was so traumatic for my soul. I had to release her. And because I released her, they can't keep cloning me. They can't keep using the life force energy. And they've got an entire container, a shipping container full of energetic barrier boxes, full of souls to use for clones.
I mean, if one wanted to release those souls, and you blew the thing up, if you hit it with a nuke or exploded it or whatever, would that release the souls?
No, because it's a Faraday cage, it's an energetic barrier. The soul is the highest form of energy, but they've got this kind of Faraday cage where the soul can't get through it. So you can't blow it up. The souls will still be in the containers. So what you need to do is open the shipping container, open all the boxes, and let the souls release. And then they'll go back to God source. Blowing up.
How would you open the boxes? I mean, would you is is it just, is there a key or what? These are
No, you just open them. You just open them. You just open them. My soul, a part of my soul is coming back in a future time to release them because I was so mad. My soul's coming back and she's going to release them. And she gets through like this little hole and she's in the dark and she can't feel anything, but she feels these boxes and she's just releasing them.
just open them like a box
Yeah.
of chocolates or something.
No, it's just, you just open them. But the thing is a Faraday cage. So it's like it kept zapping. I felt like zapping. Ow. And it's pitch black because I crawled. I couldn't open the shipping container because all the locks and stuff. But I found a hole in the back and I went through it and it's all dark. There's no light. And I'm just going through and opening these boxes and letting these souls free. But as I'm opening, I'm getting zapped by this electricity. And I'm like, I can't. But I keep just going. And there were like thousands of these boxes. And I'm just going through them, getting zapped. And I'm fearing and I'm making mistakes because I'm shaking in fear. It's dark. But I'm just opening these boxes and releasing these souls. They got loads of them there, loads of them.
Are these down in these sort of so-called underground bases, or are they? It's on a shipping container, like a.
Yeah, I'm not sure where the shipping container actually is located. I'll have to like zoom in on it and find out where it is. They try and hide the shipping container from me, but I will freaking find it. You can try, but
Is
I
it
will.
in a shipping container because these things are physical boxes which need to be moved around, is it in a shipping container because it's an iron box?
They're like physical containers, but they're like Faraday cages. It's like an electric wiring system inside, and it's a barrier. You can't destroy the soul, but you can capture it and use it to bring life to
So
clone
is this a little bit like a bird cage where you've got a door you can open?
It's like you just open the box, but as you open the box, you get zapped. It's weird.
But how do you open it? Is there a handle or what? I mean, is it not
You
a good
just
thing?
you just open the top. You just you just open the top. There's no lock, there's no clasp, there's no button, there's no, it's just, you just open it and the soul is free.
And do you
But
know
as
who's
you
in
open
there?
it, it's
Is there a
empty.
name or numbers or what?
There's no numbers, there's no names, it's just a bunch of boxes with soul energy in it, with God's source in it.
And there any aliens there or anything there that you could pretend to
It's
protect it?
soul. It's soul. These souls have had many lifetimes of rocks, of aliens, of humans, of animals, of trees. These are souls. The souls have had many, many lifetimes. It's God's source, it's energy, it's divine love. They need to be freed. They're just stuck there in the dark with nothing to do. They're just bored. And then anytime they can use that soul to create clones, and then once they create clones, that soul has to go through the torture of having all these bodies, all these clone bodies that are tortured and killed off.
Sounds horrendous.
Oh, it is. It's absolutely horrendous. Listen, Miles, if anyone asks for your soul, I don't care if they are nice to you and promise you billions and offer you the world, say no. If they torture you, you say no. The torture of the body is just for one lifetime. If you give your soul away to any of these dark ones, you give your soul away, you are giving your soul away to many, many lifetimes of torture. So you can either be tortured once or you can be tortured however many times they dictate.
So, for
It's called,
instance, if somebody on Facebook offers you free money because they're just going to give you money, is that one way of it of being contracted?
that's not how the dark ones work. The dark ones will chloroform you, put you in a fucking van. Sorry to swear. They'll put you in a van, take you to a dingy, dark base, and they will threaten you, intimidate you, and sometimes even torture you. They want your soul. Why? Because they feed off of it energetically.
Are you talking about a place like MOD Lynham?
I don't know about that.
All right. So is the military involved with this or aliens? I mean, if you look at Elon Musk, for instance, he's got so much money. He's got control of all these satellites all over the world. Um, what do you think is involved
Feel
there?
as a, I feel as a puppet in some sense. And I think to be a billionaire, you have got to sell your soul. So a lot of these billionaires are actually clones.
You probably find it's trillion.
The one percenters are actually clone farmed. And not only that, we're dark. We're the black-eyed people. I'm a black-eyed person. If you trigger my rage, you will see my eyes go completely black and I'll lose all sense of consciousness. My eyes will go completely black. I'm one of the black-eyed people. But
So
that's
why are you telling us this?
because I want the truth out, basically. I'm in the dark and it sucks, but I want people to know about the dark to avoid the bloody dark. If you want to learn lessons from the dark, look at my example. I'm in the dark, so you don't have to be. Look at my example. And
So,
I'm
for
saying,
instance, for those of you who haven't seen parts 1 and 2, could you do a very quick summary of what you're referring to there, just in case we get cut off again?
what you're talking about, the black-eyed people?
Yeah.
It's a spiritual thing. I was once introduced to a dictator. I didn't know who this dictator was. And I sat at this table and I'm on the corner and this guy's there and he's got the black eyes. And he's saying, I'm the devil in disguise. And at the time I was like, there's no such thing as a devil. And he looked at me with such disgust, like questioning me and all this. And all he wanted was my fear. So he came over to me and he beat me up really bad. And I still didn't fear him. And then he got a gun right in my face like this. And then I started to fear him. And once I started to fear him, that's all I needed. These energetic vampires feed off fear, and especially the fear of children in child sacrifice on altars in satanic rituals. They feed on fear, the energy of fear.
So if you keep calm and ground yourself, protect yourself with silver light or whatever, does that help? Well, what can you do? Just keep calm. Don't be afraid.
I'd say if you are confronted with a dark one, they are black and their eyes are black, I'd say show them your fear. They'll leave you alone. Don't act on fear though. Don't give your soul away because you fear. Show them you fear, but no, I'm not giving my soul away. No.
I think there's a
Maybe
phrase.
get to that point where you are so peaceful and you say, no, I'm not giving my soul away. No, 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 no. Just don't give your soul away.
I think there's a
I
phrase.
see the dark ones all the time. My handler, he goes black. I go dead. I play
Okay, we
dead.
have this. We have this alarm up on the screen. Right. What's happening is that this alarm comes up on your picture, so it's just okay. We got 5 minutes.
Okay.
So in this section, what would you like to get across in so many words? What's the thing you really want to say right now?
Do not give your soul away to anyone. Do not do it. If they ask you to sell your soul out for fame and money to make it in the mainstream industry, you say no. If they torture you and demand your soul, you say no. Save yourself. Save the God, light, divinity, spark within you. Say no. That's all.
Well, at this point, I think it's worth. I don't want to start another thing and then be cut off. It's amazing what you've said. You've been through it. Let's see what people need to look at parts 1 and 2 to see your background. You're also writing a book. Do you want to talk about that very briefly?
Yeah, I'm writing a book. I write about monarch mind control, satanic ritual abuse. I talk about spirituality, my encounters with the ETs, certain technologies they have that they are not making made public. Just what's going on this planet, basically. It's a madhouse. It really is. But I want to expose the shadows and what's going on. There's a war on for your consciousness. If you look at the back of my book, there is an article, a trilogy article called "The War on Consciousness and Life Itself," and it gets in to consciousness, what consciousness is, the war that's being waged here, in the physical, the mind control, and the
Right.
solution, basically.
And do you have a title for the book yet? But you're still writing it.
Yeah, I'm still writing it. I've not thought of a title. I want the title to be one word, just one word beginning with S for some reason. Yeah.
Well, do you want to join? Do you want to try and do a Skype after this?
Yeah, sure.
So we'll try and sort that out in this
Okay.
little second part of part 3, and I think we're going to be cut off any second. So until then, let's see if we can get the Skype working. Okay.
Alrighty.